classifying imperialism, we know a lot of different theories, concepts, and even a branch of political science and historical science, maybe history, science, history, and art and science, both. So it's imperiology. So from the point of imperiology, Russia is obviously the imperial state officially since 1721, but really much earlier. It's a long story. I wouldn't like to go in depth of historical details, but nonetheless, what is important to stress? So since 1721, Russia was empire. And the climax of the empire, it is the reign of Catherine II, up to, with certain fluctuation, with Nicholas I's biggest defeat of Crimean War, up to Alexander III, the last successful autocrat of Russia. Alexander III, the father of Nicholas II, which was very pitiful governor and ruler, Tsar and Emperor of Russia. So Russian Empire was breaking down at 1917. Officially, Russia had been announced, proclaimed as a republic since 1st September 1917. I hope that I don't mistake with data. I don't mistake because I'm both historian and political scientist. So I hope so, but it can be easily checked. So that was the first collapse of imperial state in Russia, or Russian Empire. The second happened with the restoration of Russian Empire under the colors of red flag with Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin indeed restored Russian Empire. I would not say about the policy he implied both in, within, and outside of country, but he made this imperial state even more, from the imperialist point of view, successful than his monarchs' predecessors, Romanovs and others, Ruriks. So because Stalin controlled even Central Eastern Europe and the USSR later on, up to the collapse of the Warsaw Pact and the USSR. So even symbolically, I would stress, it's very important, you have to recognize that even many of imperial symbols early outright banned, and dismissed by early red government were restored with Joseph Stalin. For instance, after famous Stalingrad battle, Stalin restored the uniform and practically all the dignities of Russian imperial army and fleet, just symbolically. Moreover, let me say that in the same years, the major part of new established orders and medals were related to the most famous commanders of fleet and army of Russian imperial army and fleet.